Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of Adventures in Azeroth, Karazhan. So, for those of you who were watching us last week, you might remember we ended our adventures in front of this big earthen statue.
It's almost as if no time has passed at
It's
all.
almost as if
Almost as if that has happened.
that's happened. As with me as always is Phil.
In case you hadn't noticed. Yes.
Yeah, Phil's
Hello.
here. Hey, Phil.
And that's
Phil's,
Jamie.
hello. Phil let me do the intro, and it was a terrible idea.
You can tell it's a two-parter because the other person gets to do stuff.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Right. Anyway, so
Right,
yeah,
let's go.
we are here at the menagerie. I don't know why it's a menagerie. There's no birds.
You get different animals than birds in a menagerie.
Mm,
They might have had like cages in these little alcoves actually, where they could have kept stuff.
true.
Not big stuff, but
Not
still
big stuff. Yeah, like this was Medivh's petting zoo.
Probably
Where he
came
kept
into-
baby sheep and baby unicorns and baby dragons and all sorts.
Is there any unicorns in WoW? Are there any unicorns in WoW? That's if we're going to speak English.
There aren't anymore. Medivh had them all.
He killed them in his.
There we go. Just use the wizard did it explanation.
Wizard did it.
there
So
were
these-
unicorns, but then a wizard did it.
We're now going into his fancy library, where he keeps his evil owl statues.
Yes.
These must be the animals that he kept in the menagerie.
What, the mana worms?
Mana worms. Mana worms
Yeah.
are just
Oh,
sort of
boss
leeches.
incoming.
Is it a boss?
Yeah, it's the curator.
Oh.
Which is how you know you're approaching a library type area.
So I'm just going to.
Be
Get out
inside
of the way, so
the... Where have you gone?
I hid behind a statue.
I was trying to follow you around, but you kept running away.
So the curator is a big arcane construct. I think that Medivh built to protect his stuff.
Yeah.
Again, not much lore for him.
No, but like thematic reasoning.
Yeah, no,
is
like
nice.
he makes sense to be here,
Yeah.
but in and of himself, he's not a character with much background.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh,
but
here he
he
comes.
looks-
Oh god, he's chasing me.
He looks like the Blood Elf construct, just a reskinned version of that.
I just totally have to dub that with the Benny Hill music. Yeah, as you say, he's basically an arcane robot that looks after his stuff and tidies it.
It's not an awful.
And drops the tier 4 gloves for reasons unknown to
That was the tier
man
4,
or with.
the boss you couldn't remember in the previous video.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there we go. That's why I couldn't remember him, because he's completely uneventful.
He does drop a rather nice staff. I quite like that. Would look good in a warlock.
It's very pointy
Yeah.
in lots of directions. And then if you come through here, then you realise that the curator is not alone, and he's actually one of many arcane constructs. And again, as we said in the first video, so much trash.
So much
You
trash.
do not
massive
know
trash.
how, like, those of you who've done Molten Core for the anniversary have an inkling of what trash was like. If you've been to Blackwing Lair, that was relatively trash light, but some of it was a bitch, the suppression rooms in particular. But like Karazhan, Molten Core, a lot of the earlier content in WoW was very trash heavy, and you know, in pretty much from Wrath of the Lich King onwards, they really toned it down and really upped the boss to trash ratio.
Yeah, I think it was just too much. That's the problem.
Yeah, it used to take so long. I mean, that was one of the reasons why they used to why they changed it from 40 man rating to 25 man rating, because it took so long to get people together and organize people. But then they still had this trash problem.
I've just spoken to this NPC in the corner and has summed up the raid brilliantly by "This tower is complete and utter madness."
Yeah. I mean, just like, it looks like a big library, but if you look up, then what the fuck?
Yeah, you look out into
Where is the ceiling?
space. This is the sort of the extra dimensional stuff we were talking about in the previous video. And as we were saying before, all raids are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside, just for game design purposes. But this one's definitely a lot bigger on the inside than it should be.
Oh boy, yes. There's all sorts of magical goodness going on. And basically, like, the first half of the raid is very stacked towards undead stuff, ghosts and whatnot, and now it starts getting into the more magical arenas.
Yeah, we've got sort of magical constructs, warp demony things, and
got some more void thingies. So much trash. It's just it's distance as well. Distance to walk.
Yeah, there's a lot of running. The first half isn't as bad, I think, as this one.
No,
different.
It starts to get because it's a lot more linear. This bit, so they felt that because it was linear, they should make it longer somehow.
Well, you can still get lost on these ones because you can see here we've got these ramps going to different levels and up and down different.
Yeah, you can go. There's like multiple paths still. It's a bit bonkers. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's very cool and thematic, but like when you were doing it once a week, every week.
Yeah, clearing all this trash must have just been.
It was just.
There's a perplexing bookshelf here.
Where does this lead?
This might be the.
This is the boss that we thought we might not be able to find.
Yeah.
Because he's hidden behind a fucking magic bookshelf.
This is why we should look better.
Bastard. Yeah, so this is random McBoss number 312. This is Terestian Ilhoof, the satyr, who again has no lore whatsoever. I think he's supposed to basically be like a demonic squatter. He's moved in and he's stealing shit and hiding in the walls and doing dark rituals.
He's got green candles. Yeah, no one good has green candles.
He doesn't have 4 candles.
Ooh.
And there you go. Ah, lockbox. Neat.
It's a relatively ugly mace.
Oh god, yeah, that's horrific. But yeah, so he's just a random little dude that lives in a corner. Again, nothing really special, just more loot. So, I mean, from the point of view of needing to level up, it was okay because there was a lot of bosses. You got 2 bits of loot per boss. You know, you could start to equip people out with epic gear reasonably quickly.
Yes, yeah. They kind of filled the niche now that I suppose LFR does. You know,
yes, yeah.
Diet raiding almost.
But then the thing is like this wasn't necessarily easy.
No, not either.
At all. So it was just it was long and it was difficult when you first started, and
it was easier to put a group together for.
So. Yes.
Than getting 10 men.
This if from that perspective, this was certainly the if you can get 9 friends together, then go hit Karazhan. Woo.
Now this is probably the most lore-intensive boss in this place, the Shade of Aran, who is Medivh's father. He was, I think, the High Mage in Stormwind, and Aegwynn, who was the guardian and Medivh's mother, came and seduced him in order to basically extract his magical essence, if you will, in order to make baby Medivh. For those of you who don't know how that process works, this probably isn't the video that we're going to explain it in. That's a conversation for another time. But basically, he raised Medivh, taught him sorcerous ways, and then for some reason Medivh took him here and tortured him. That's pretty much it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, he's
driven him quite mad.
Driven him quite mad. Now, he is a ghost, I think. You can sort of see through him.
Oh, I believe he's a shade.
Shade of Aran.
But yeah, no one really knows quite, from a lore perspective, how he came to be in the tower. Because he doesn't die in the tower. He dies in Stormwind, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Or something like that, when...
Maybe Medivh tortured his soul. I suppose.
Possibly.
Maybe
he could have
didn't let him pass.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, he basically took up home in this wonderful library.
The books are just painted on here, like these aren't real books.
Basically, we're in a very fancy Weatherspoons. That's what Karazhan is. The
Massive
fanciest of all the Weatherspoons.
Weatherspoon, that makes sense because Weatherspoons always have nooks and crannies, and you can never find where the toilets are because they're miles away from the bar.
Because they're full of demonic goat people.
We apologise to any patrons of Weatherspoons watching the video.
Yeah,
You're not demonic goat people.
No, but
Or are you?
I expect there's some people in the toilets that are demonic goat people.
Yeah,
Going by the average Weatherspoon's toilet.
Yeah, that's true.
There has to be at least 1 in 10. So anyway, Shadow Moran is your standard mage. He throws fireballs, he throws frostbolts, he does arcane explosion, which you used to have to run and hide in the little side nooks for. You knew you were safe if you were inside one of these. And he does a blizzard, which kind of goes round the room, and you have to stay in the segment that
There's a lot of sort of dodging his area of effects.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know, he as long as you weren't in a raid full of idiots, you could generally get through him okay. I think he did enrage at some point, like most bosses, which meant you did need a certain level of DPS to get through him, but that's not exactly rare.
Yeah, and enrage is basically if you don't kill him in a certain time, he goes nuclear and kills you all.
Yeah, some bosses are more prone to enrage than others.
There's sort of a DPS.
Yeah, they're basically checks to make sure your gear is at a level where you're not cheesing it through the fire by just having awesome healing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, shall we fight him?
Let's fight him. Should we? I was going to say, should we tickle him gently and get him to do all this stuff? But no, we could just one shot him.
Well, it's a bit late now, Jamie. Maybe you shouldn't have
killed him. Awkward, isn't it? We should have planned that. Anyway.
Well, anyway.
He does some quite cool
He's dead.
role-playing things. He screams about his son's gone mad and he won't be tortured anymore and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite thematic. As you say, it's probably the most lore-filled boss in the dungeon. So it's quite nice that they add those little voice acting touches. So we continue over upwards up the tower. Oh, look, an NPC. Disco NPC. Killing yet more trash. Yay!
Well, these are just ghosts, more ghosts.
More shades.
More sort of arcane-y constructed ghosts as opposed to the ghosts we saw downstairs.
I mean, they're not undead, are they? They're just...
I think they're anomalies, are they?
Yeah.
Can't skin them, so they're not of no use to me.
They're not a beast.
Not a beast.
Oh, they are undead. No, they are.
I think furbolgs are humanoid, but you can skin them.
Well, that's just sick. You're a sick
friend of mine calls it peeling. Gonna go do some peeling to get leather. Which is just disturbing.
Now, these are the Ethereals, as you can see what it says here, Ethereal Thief. And they are a race introduced in the Burning Crusade, I believe, who were kind of like trans-dimensional merchants and seekers of the arcane.
They sell arcane items. You'll find them in most major cities.
Basically, if you've played Hearthstone, sorry to go on about Hearthstone, and you have played the League of Explorers, and you've met Archthief Rafam, he is kind of the quintessential ethereal. He's a bit of a dick. Some of them are more helpful than others, like the Transmog guys and the Void Bank guys who sit in the capital cities, but they're basically out for the money. They are mainly self-serving bastards.
Yeah, I think these ones are here to steal the books, but sadly these ones appear to be painted on as well.
Yes. Ha ha ha.
Joke's on you.
They do explode, kind of cool. I do sort of wish that they were a playable race.
Yeah, they're beings of pure energy, and to make themselves more palatable to... do you want
to go up or down?
I think it's up, is it? Or is it down?
Oh, no, down. Oh. You go one way, I'll go the other. No, let's go down.
Let's go together, otherwise we're going to get split up.
Yeah, we'll go down.
They're beings made of pure energy who sort of wear these bandages more so that other races can do business with them.
They're basically space mummies.
Space mummies, that's it, yeah.
But yeah, some of them are good, some of them are bad.
They're very neutral, you know, like
Yeah, there's a lot of
role
neutral.
playing, you know, sort of Dungeons and Dragons neutral, as it
Yeah,
were.
but through here you'll find the wonderful disco ethereal.
Oh, he's ace. Sweet rave
I,
party.
I'm positive he did not do this when Karazhan was a thing. I could be wrong. Leave a comment if I am wrong. But I don't remember a disco ethereal.
I'm just gonna clear my bags out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna repair. Ding. Done.
Oh, he's a disco ethereal.
Yeah, disco ethereal. It was quite nice to have somewhere in the instance where you could repair stuff.
Yeah, you don't get that very often now, do you?
No, well, since this was pre repair bot and pre the Tundra Mammoth.
So here's the chest event.
We don't want to go this way. We want to go the other
No,
way.
we want to go back up, don't we? Just lock me in the chest event.
So that was just event spoiler teaser type thing. We're going to go back and do one other boss before we do that, so we can try and keep things in an orderly fashion. Because I believe there are only 3 left, including the chess event now. We're doing good.
Doing good. We're doing well good. So up here, is it?
Yes, up here and then up there.
Who have we still to fight then?
We have Netherspite.
Oh, yes.
The magical dragon. Brother of Puff.
There she is.
Yeah. It's one of those nondescript, non-gender names, so you never know. And dragons don't really have sort of a gender-specific anatomy thing going on.
No. You can usually tell.
Big and scaly.
Because, you know, I think it's Ghost for blue dragons is a male, Gosa is female. No. Ghost is yeah, that's blue dragons, because you've got Malagos.
Yes.
Caligos.
Yeah.
And then you've got Syndragosa, which was Arthas's mount. And then you've got Straz for red dragons, etc., etc. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Straza.
Basically, if you're a woman, you get an A on the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they don't have the handy naming thing, which is actually quite an interesting point. That should be on QI, like the nerd version of QI. That's quite interesting.
That is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The naming conventions for dragons in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly. But when they don't have a helpful gender-specific name, you just don't know. So Netherspite, he or she is living in the observatory, which is one of the cooler places. I really like this room, and it annoys me that you spend so little time in it.
Yeah, it's a really cool room with all the different.
Like, look at the ceiling. That's just like
telescopes, and so we've got one telescope that seems to look off into
3 different directions.
Yeah, and then
one into space, one into other space, and one out of the actual ceiling.
One into the Azeroth.
Yeah.
Itself. That's really
pretty
cool.
Sweet. But yeah, Netherspite was a boss where you had 3 different portals that would do varying things. With a beam of light that came out of them to increase her damage, but also increase the damage she took. Oh, sorry, she.
Let's call her she.
Yeah, she. Heal her or, increase her defense, I think. Inability to take damage. And what you had to do is you had to rotate various players like tanks and healers and close combat, melee people through the portals so that it would increase their DPS rather than hers, and it would heal your tanks rather than her, and it would make other people harder to kill. And then she would also phase into a kind of void phase for a bit where she'd go a bit mad. I think she loses mana or gains mana or something throughout the fight, and then when the bar is full, things happen. Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Sounds about right.
But yeah, so we'll let's tickle this one and we'll see
if we can get her to do her stuff.
See the mechanics slightly.
Right, you go do something that won't hurt her too much. So you can see one of the portals here over the purple portal underneath the telescope. So I'm going to step through it and see what it does. Nothing.
It's the beams. The beams.
Oh, the beams. Yeah, let's stand in the beams.
So as you can see on this one, damage taken is reduced by a percentage, defense increased, and health increased. So I am just gonna boss this fight.
Yeah, no, I'm
Except
increasing damage over here and healing received.
yeah, except for the fact that the green one is healing another spite, and thus we will never kill it. Well, we probably can kill her faster than that does, but
Yeah, there we go. I killed her.
yeah.
Um,
But it was quite
it's an
fun.
interesting fight, definitely.
And some lovely Netherwing eggs there, if anyone needs to up their Twilight Drake. No, Nether Drake reputation.
Yeah, I used to trade those in for reputation, and you could buy mounts from them.
Yeah.
Or you still can, in
Oh,
fact.
you still can. And they are pretty cool. They have they're dragons with the face of a shark.
Pretty much,
Basically, that's how I always describe them. See-through dragons with the face of a shark, because that's what they look like. Back down this way.
Back down to Disco Ethereal.
Yeah. But, again, no real rhyme or reason for the bosses in here. It's a bit random. Blizzard have definitely got stronger with their raid narrative theming.
Yes, definitely.
Although I guess this is quite strong in terms of raid narrative theming, and like everything makes sense for it being here. It's just that here is a place that means that nothing makes sense.
Yeah, but then it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Maybe they're operating on levels so above us.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the man himself.
It's not hard. And here is Medivh. Hey, I doesn't want to look at us. Stop moving around. Just talk to him. There we go. There's Medivh. Medivh. Also available as a hero skin for Hearthstone to replace Jaina.
I think he'd be a good character for heroes, actually.
I don't know what he would do.
Sort of a shadowy mage kind of thing.
I think I would expect to see like Gul'dan.
Yeah, a warlock. They need an affliction warlock, so Gul'dan's definitely going to be that.
Yeah, I can see that coming through. Anyway.
But anyway, this is
his chess.
His living chess set. You can tell someone's mad because they've got a living chess set. But this is sort of recreating the first war between the orcs and humans. So we have King Lane over here, who is Varian's dad or granddad. Dad.
Yeah, dad. Yeah.
And Anduin's granddad.
Yep.
And then we've got War Chief Blackhand, who is the father of Rend and Maim Blackhand, who you see in one of the Black Rocks, I think. He was War Chief for a while. We also see
Rend you see in Upper Blackrock Spire, except he's now taken out. He's no longer in the game, which is sad. But he is a Hearthstone card. Haha.
Who, Rend?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And of course, we've got
8/4 destroys a legendary if you have a dragon in hand, I believe.
Oh, very cool. I don't know what any of those words mean, but it sounds impressive.
I know. It's the best thing in the world, going onto the backwards compatible Facebook chat and putting up loads of stuff about Hearthstone and then being labelled the biggest nerd in the room. Despite the fact that both you and Chris have worked for Games Workshop.
That's true.
Or currently do work for Games Workshop.
Anyway, enough of that.
I think that's what I'm going to call this episode. Anyway. This encounter used to require lots of swapping in and out of members. So basically, you take control of a chess piece by going up and talking to it, and you have a few abilities. You can move, you can turn, and you can attack. And obviously, the king and queen pieces have slightly more abilities than some of the other ones. And it used to require careful coordination to get the 10 members of your raid into the right pieces so that you could go in and kill the opposing team's king. Thankfully, they've nerfed it a bit, so it's not quite as tricky. So I believe...
I think one of us can hop in Blackhand and just cleave everything down.
Yeah, I think you can cleave in everything, and I will jump in the Warlock and shoot stuff. So works. You need never move any of your front line of pawns.
I did ask about how you get out the pieces. You have to cancel the buff.
Yes.
At the top. When we previously attempted the chess event, it did not go well.
Yes.
But then we asked our resident expert on WoW and what to do, and he laughed at how rubbish we were and told us what to do. But anyway,
we did it without getting out the pieces, so it was fine.
It was fine.
Just I was stuck in an orc grunt, and you were in the king, so I didn't have as fun a time.
You know what? You never want to be in an orc grunt.
No. That's how you get diseases. Right.
Let's go.
Da.
So shall I go king and you can go
Yes.
scrubs? Control war chief
Do
black.
I need to let you out? Or can you just stand there?
Let me out.
Alright.
Because you can always cancel the buff and...
You say this, and then I'm trapped in an orc forever. So, as you can see...
I gain a new set of abilities. I've got rotate, I've got move. And it doesn't work in sort of turns like Chesswood.
Basically, everything's just on a timer.
Yeah, I need to keep popping Bloodlust so everything hits harder like you would in a raid. Here comes Lane.
More like lame.
Whee. You watch him kill me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
So now I've got to try and cleave stuff down. Let's get this human footman down, shall we?
Alright, I'm going to get
Oh, you just got healed by
this grunt.
He's got healed by...
If you get out of a piece, it does put a debuff on you, meaning that you have to wait 10 seconds before you can get into another one, which is not the end of the world.
No.
So
by the time you walk to it, you're probably...
Pimping Warlock. And so I get a Fireball and a Poison Cloud, which are very odd abilities. But still.
This hasn't gone the way it went before, and I'm kind of dying. Have you got someone who can heal me?
I can do. Honestly.
Oh, Bloodlust. There we go.
I'm going to get in the Necrolite.
There we go. I'm kind of cleaving through their team. But my War Chief Blackhand is dying quite quick.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil.
I get the feeling that maybe we didn't move the...
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that impression because I'm now standing and stuff and just getting AoE'd.
Yeah, maybe move backwards.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rotate to do that, Phil. But let's see if I can run away.
Run away!
Very nobly retreat.
Yeah. Oh, King Lane's coming
in.
in.
There he is. That's now he's going to start getting hit by our grunts, though. That's what we want.
Coming in for the beat down. Maybe move one step backwards again.
Yeah, okay.
Just so he's next to the grunts.
Yeah, they can all start hitting him now. I have to...
Oh no, he's just...
Yeah, he's taken a bit of a beating now. I can probably just turn around and start wailing on him.
Yes.
I'll go back out and hit him, actually, because otherwise he's just going to keep...
Yeah, otherwise he'll be here forever.
Forever, yes. But no, it was a very different type of boss fight, if you will.
I think it still is. I think it's still like the only type of... encounter of this type ever.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one that was likely to be, because I can't see them reusing the chess mechanic in a future expansion.
Getting a bit of a beat. Someone's healing him. That priest at the back.
I'll shoot the priest. Get him with a fireball. Get him with poison. Oh. No, I can't do that. He's too far away. Fuck it. Fireball him. They don't heal him for that much, so he will die.
Now I'm sort of getting to just hit him and focus him down. He's dying quite quickly.
Yeah. Much like the story of Warcraft 1. Oh no, he's cheating.
Oh, yeah, Medivh cheats as well.
Yeah, because he's a dick. Oh, do I need to go heal you again?
I might need a bit of a heal, actually. Yeah, that would be nice. We wipe on this. This would be the first time we've wiped on a...
yeah.
One of our
be the last. Oh, I can't. Our healer's dead now.
We've got another healer.
No,
really?
They're both dead.
Oh, poop. Getting something to kill him, then.
I am. Oh, God. You see, even now, it's still too hard.
I think we might just manage it. Come on.
Fireball! Fireball! Yes!
Fireball I had 10% health left on Black Hand there.
Fireball wins the day, much as it does in Hearthstone.
Right, I'm going to... I think I have to wait and I'll get kicked out of Black Hand.
Can you not cancel the debuff?
Yeah, can do. There we go.
Yeah, I think you get kicked out eventually, but...
So,
and then the magical chest appears for beating him. Magical chest.
It now becomes a sort of mini game as well. We can play against each other if we want.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No.
It's awful. But
Oh, the bladed shoulder pads. I will have those.
yeah,
Yay.
very odd shield. Very odd design shield.
Yeah. I'm slowly gathering my alternate Bloodfang set, so I can look cool.
So that was the chess event. The famous or infamous chess event.
Yeah. And it was fun back in the day. It's less fun now because after whaling through all the content, you feel that you shouldn't wipe on a chess event. But it's back in the day, it was something different, as we say.
Now we're getting into the weird stuff. Medivh's weird pets. This is what happened to everything in the menagerie.
Yeah, this was all the fluffy sheep and the little bunnies and the Wolpertingers and the.
He's got a naughty picture on the wall down here.
Is he?
Yeah, come back down.
Oh, let's go.
Not that naughty, but
again.
still.
Where?
Up on the pillar there. Look up.
Oh yeah.
The top. Yeah.
I don't think that's naughty. I think that's just standard major tire.
And yeah,
It's probably his mum.
That's better with your boobs out, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the only explanation I can think of for the attire of most World of Warcraft characters, female characters.
So now we are in Medivh's bedroom.
Yes, with his massive bed.
His massive bed. Yeah, you know someone's pretty cool when they've got a bed on a plinth.
On a plinth.
And of all the pictures that you could have that we've come across in here, that's not the one I would hang here.
Yeah.
Weird picture.
That's a bit weird.
Let's do this. This must be his cupboard. You're too far away. There we go. Let's open his cupboard. Which is filled with flesh beasts.
What did you think Medivh's cupboard was going to be filled with?
Yeah, that was a silly question, wasn't it? Now this looks like a sort of place, like a meditation room, doesn't it? Where you could sort of sit and think about the world. And they do talk about when he's training Khadgar, they sit and have philosophical discussions about the nature of magic in the world. So maybe they did that here. Where are we going?
It just takes us back down here.
Ah, fair enough.
Round and round we go.
There's the chess event, so we'll go back up the stairs and we'll head to the top of the tower next, isn't it?
Yes. Fully into the embrace of the void.
He'd be the final boss of this place as well, won't he?
Yeah. Finally, after so many hours of... No, don't get distracted.
Yeah, no, there's you can see outside. You can look out onto Dreadwind Pass. And there's a flying undead griffin up there.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely view. Anyway, back to chibbing stuff.
Back to what?
Chibbing stuff.
Chipping stuff.
Hitting things.
Oh. This is like the generator at the core of the... This is what powers the tower. Possibly, I don't know. It's just a glowing thing.
Yeah, it's a weird room with
It's a glowing thing that exists solely to confuse the fuck out of you when you come out of one door and then go back in what you thought was the same door. And
yeah, here we are. You get a much better view from up here. I don't know what I was doing fast that balcony.
Honestly, what is wrong with you? Greater flesh beast. There we go. And then suddenly you walk through and then you are fully into the nether space, as it's called.
Twisting nether, where
yeah,
demons
it's basically
reside.
like just like the plane of death.
Yeah, it's very much like the warp in sort of
Madness.
Warhammer lore.
Yeah.
You know, where demons live and nothing makes sense and time flows differently and all that kind of crazy stuff. The
Exactly.
space.
So evidently, like, either they've invaded here or Medivh was investigating some stuff and trying to bring them here because of Sargeras or something was going on. But it's a pretty cool finale to the ascent of the tower to come into this massive open space. Sadly, Prince Malchazar is slightly underwhelming.
He's like a baby Archimond, isn't he?
Yeah, he does a few debuffs. He does some fire stuff. Sunder. He gets some axes at some point. Nothing interesting.
No, he's kind of you kind of expected to fight Medivh when you got to the top of the tower, or the shade of Medivh, or instead we just got this guy. Gives you your tier.
Oh man!
A bow.
What's it with your bow?
That's a lovely bow. Need on that. Thank you very much.
You'll be proper ranger generally with that, won't you?
It's a lovely bow.
Get the gold. But yeah, so that's Karazhan. Really, it's a really long instance with lots of trash and lots of interesting looking bosses with fairly simple mechanics.
Pretty much.
You can definitely tell it's from the earlier period of WoW, because apart from the chess event, there's nothing too adventurous really in terms of boss mechanics and things like that. It's an entry level raid at the beginning of an expansion. It's not going to be too hard or too crazy out there.
No, and it's from the days when WoW was at its height of subscribers. So they had to make things like this a lot more accessible.
And they had to keep people busy for longer.
Yeah. There was a lot more people to keep busy.
Yeah.
But it's a cool raid. I like it. Lore wise, it's really interesting. Even like the place itself is really interesting.
Yeah.
Even if
I'm really interested to see if part of me kind of secretly hopes that they'll do a revamp for it, like they did with Upper Blackrock Spires, and things like that, where they will take the dungeon and they will put new bosses in, and they'll make it like a
5-man or
a 5-man quickie where they'll cut some of the content down, give you some shortcuts or something, and just make it open up, because the whole place is gonna be so integral to a lot of things. They have to do something interesting with the building itself, surely.
Yeah, there's so many artifact weapons that get collected from here. There's a rogue one, a warlock one, a death knight one, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly a druid one as well, it was an odd one for me, but I think
possibly.
I think you get the Scythe of a Loon from here.
Well, it's a scythe, so.
Yeah, and to do with Worgen, which we've kind of seen a few of knocking around here.
Exactly.
But no, it's a very interesting place. Let's go and have a look at the chess event again, shall we? It's reset itself. Definitely worth a look for those of you looking to fill time before Legion comes out. If you've not done it before or just haven't done it in a while, come back and refresh your memory of Karazhan.
Yeah, it ties in nicely to some of the story stuff we'll see, hopefully.
So, I don't know where we're off to next.
No, neither do I. I think we are pretty much done with the Burning Crusade.
Yeah, we've not done everything.
There are a few like we keep mentioning Gruul, but really it's not worth an episode going to do.
One boss.
Yeah, it's a big guy. You hit him before he gets too powerful. Done.
Yeah. There's Manaroth, who was the demon that they milked for his blood to make the fell orcs. But yes, we kind of spoke about him in the
Citadel.
Black Temple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think we're going to go off to my own personal favourite of all the expansions so far, which is Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, I thought we were going to Pandaria.
And
that was your favourite.
No, fuck you. And the proper continuation of the Frozen Throne story from Warcraft 3. I think that's where we're going to head next. With a few side routes along the way, if anything piques our interest, if any of you have any ideas, again, of where you'd like us to go, any content you'd like us to see go through and mumble our way across going, oh yeah, I think this is a thing, then please stick it in the comments below. Tweet us. I am at _the_quietman. Jamie is
at Jam13Ross.
We are available at backwardscompatible.co.uk. We are on YouTube where you're watching this. We have loads of other content coming out from the other guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that usual business. And we will catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.